told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. Yeah, I'm about to fade away. Cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Yash Makan and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we'll be making a music player application that will be inspired from the Spotify music player. We'll also implement the real-time lyrics matching with the music that will be called from the Spotify API, and the lyrics will automatically scroll as the music is playing, as you saw in the demo as well. So first things first, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do that as it will really help the channel out. Just go to my channel and hit this subscribe button. There are a lot of interesting videos that you can watch as well that I think you might like. So with that being said, let's start this video and begin with the project. Alright then, so let's see how we'll be making. This is the design that we'll be making inside our Flutter application, and it is not made by me, but I have changed this image and changed it into a prototype that we can use to make our design. Great. So next what we can do is, let me create a Flutter project and then we can use that project to make our UI. So this is the project that we have made for, that is mobile underscore music player lyrics. And inside the lib, we have views and main dot dart. And inside the main dot dart, as you can see that there is some boilerplate code. So I can remove that. So first, let's just remove that. And after that, let's remove this class. Next, I'll make our music player here. So music player, and inside the views, I'll create a file for our music player. Now I will import the material.dart and let's create a stateful widget for our music player. Right. Now here we can design our screen. So let me just import music player and that's it. Next, what we can do is we can start off with the design of the application. So we have a scaffold and here we have a row first, and for the app bar, we'll be needing these things, right? So I'll create a scaffold. Inside the body, what I'll do is I will simply going to create a column, and here children we can pass, and inside that I will create a row, and here we will add a transparent button, then the text, and then again this button. So let's do that. So we'll be needing that twice. After that, in between we have a column, so let's make that. And inside we'll be needing a text for this singing now. So I'll just copy that text and I'll paste it. For the style, let's go with the text theme. So I'll create a variable text theme here, context dot text theme, so that we can get our text theme here. Now we can use that inside our text. So dot copy with, okay, first we'll use the body medium, dot copy with, and here I can use color. So color we'll be using as primary. Now let's copy that and go to our constants folder. So we'll create that constants, and I'll just create a file for colors. Let's create a class here. So class custom colors. And here let's create our static const color primary color equals to color 0xff, so 100% opacity. And then let's just copy this color. Perfect. Now let's just import our material dot dart. After that, we can use this primary color here. Great. Now this is done. This close that we have, let me make this color as transparent because that is only needed to make the layout proper, and I'll make it as main axis alignment as space evenly, or space between will make sense. Yeah. So let's go back, and here we have our arrow. Here we have close icon, and there will be a space in between. Perfect. Now we have our column here. So inside the column, we have the text. Let's make the main axis alignment, main axis size as minimum. And after the text, let's just create another text. And here, let's create basically a row we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a row here, children, and main axis as minimum because minimum spaces it will need. We'll create our circle avatar here. So circle avatar, awesome. So after that, let's pass the background color here as colors dot white, anything we can pass. And background image, let's pass as network image, and we can pass the image string here. And next we want is child, not the child but radius. So inside the radius we can pass the radius. Now let's see. So here the width is 20, that means the diameter is 20, so the radius will be 10. Perfect. Then what we can do is we can create our text. So let me go copy that. Let's create a text widget, and I'll just paste that. Perfect. After that, let's create a style for our text style. And sorry, let's create the text theme dot. Now this is a bit larger than this. So I'm going to make it as body large. Let's try with that and how it will look. We'll see. And copy with color, I will make it as white. Perfect. So let's see if this is working or not. Also, one more thing here, network image we can pass. So let me just quickly go, and we can simply paste that here so that that particular song artist image we can capture here and show. All right, so this is done. Let me open up the iOS simulator, and then let's see how the app looks. Great, so our app is installed. Now we can see the column that we have made, and icon also I can see. Let's add some padding, and the background color also we can change here. So let me just copy the color here, and I can change that. So let's go and create that color BG, or we can choose as the song color. This color will be captured based on the song that we are playing, and from the art cover that we have, we'll take out the primary color from that image, and then we can pass that here. So we'll add that logic later on in the video as well. For now, I'll just use color. Perfect. So let me just copy that, and I'll put it inside our background color. And yeah, this will work. Also in the main dot dart, let's change the title for the mobile music player. Okay, that is done as well. So next what we have to do is debug banner. I'll make it as false. Also inside the music player, let's add safe area because we need that. So let's wrap this column with safe area so that it will come down. Perfect. So next what we can do is add some sized box of height 16 to add some spacing. Okay. Next what we can do is here there is some spacing of 6. So we can add that, right? So I'll just go inside the column and I'll copy this sized box first and let's paste that as 6. Great. Now this row that I have made above, let's make the cross axis as start so that this will come there. Now the icon color, we need to make it as white. So let's pass the color as white here. Perfect. Now we need some padding. So for the horizontal padding, we have 26 for this particular button. And for the entire page, we have a padding of 22. So let's add the padding for the column padding and let's create our padding symmetric horizontal as 22. Perfect. Next, we need some spacing here in between. So after this image, we need a spacing of 4. So we'll add that as well. After this row circle avatar, I can create a sized box of width 4 and add a comma at the end so that it will add some spacing in between. Perfect. So this is done as well. Let's create a variable instead of this. So I'll create song title or artist name. Basically here it will come. Yep. I'll copy that and here let's create that. So string artist name equals to, we can pass the string here. Let me go and copy the name again and I'll just paste that name. Perfect. Next, so the app bar we have that is done. Now what we want is this player. So what we can do is after this row, we can have an expanded widget and center. And here we can make our artwork widget. So here we'll make our artwork image, which will take an argument of image. And here we'll pass our string. So let me just copy that and I can create a class. Okay, so let's go and create a class here in views. Let's create a folder widgets. And inside, let's go and make a Dart file. And for this Dart file, I'll name it as artwork. Now what we need here is I'll just import our material.dart. Then I'll create a stateless widget for our artwork image. Perfect. And I'll create a string image that it will accept that we will show. Great. So now I can simply import this artwork image here and everything works just fine. Now next what we need is here we can pass the image and it will take the expanded center. So now what we can do is we can just change this artwork image and right now we are using the placeholder. So that is why we are seeing the placeholder inside the app. So what I'll do is I'll remove that and instead of that we can add the artwork. So we can go back and here as you can see that there is some border and after that we have the image. So likewise we will do. So first I'll create the box. So container we'll make container. I'll pass the width as double dot max finite and height we can pass as, so here I can see that it is 285. So let's make that. Let's pass some decoration here, and inside the decoration I can create the border radius circular, and the radius that we have is of 4. So I'll just pass that. Next, what we need is the background color. So you can see that this is a little bit more darker than the background color. So what I'll do, we can directly pass the image as well. So I'll just pass the image, decoration image, and let's create the network image here. So I can just create that and I can pass the image. So that will make us a image with the border radius as 4. Perfect. And we have the specific width and height as well. So let's go back, and inside this music player you can see that this artwork and image. So let's pass that. Let me open a browser. Let's copy the image address and simply paste that in here. So we can see that the image is showing now. I can go back inside and let's pass fit property as cover. So that will cover our artwork with the available space. Here next we can do is, let's see the image size. So the width that we have here has 27 of padding. So there's an issue with the padding. It's 22. And here outside in the music player we have for the 22 only. So let's increase that to 26. All right, now let's increase the height of our artwork image. Next, let's go back to our music player, and this is the expanded center we can pass. Next, what we want is, we want this thing, right? So what I'll do is, this will take the entire available space, and then remaining space we'll be using as expanded again. We'll create a column for that, and let's pass children. Okay, next what we can do, so this is expanded, and then we'll be having another expanded for us. Here let me pass flex as 2. Perfect. And let's me create text here. So as you can see, we'll be having row. So first let's create the row. After that row we can create a column, children. We can pass text. Let's just copy the text, paste that, and let's copy the artist name, and also here we can use that. Perfect. Next, what we want is the cross axis as start for this column, and after this column we can set the main axis of the row as space between, and after this column we can use a icons dot favorite, color as primary color. Awesome. Next what we can do is, let's change the color here. So I'll pass style. We can create text theme dot and here let's just pass title medium and copy with color, and we can create white. Okay, so that will work, just we have to increase that. So I'll pass title large instead. Awesome. Next, what we can do is just copy the style. So I'll format the code and I'll just copy the style and paste that. And here, let's make this as title medium. Okay. And change the color as white 54. Or we can make it white 60 as well, and it looks fine. Next, what we can do is we can add this progress indicator. So for that, we'll be using our package. So let's go back to the browser, and here we can use that audio video progress bar package. As you can see, it will be pretty helpful for us. So I will just copy that and I'll add it inside the pubspec.yaml. Awesome. Let's hit pub get to get the package, and it is added. Perfect. Now let me close this and back to the music player. What we can do is after this column row, I can create this widget. So let's create this progress bar. I'll copy that and I'll just paste that, and we can import the progress bar. There we go. So we have a static progress bar right here with progress buffered and total milliseconds. Works. Let's just change the UI. So first I'll add some sizing. So let's go back to our Figma, and here you can see that it's a image actually. So let's create a sized box of height 16. That's what I think we can use. Awesome. And after that, let's create this as white. So color, so we have buffered base color. So let me use as colors dot white 60. We can pass our base bar color, so that we can use it as colors dot white, and we can pass the color of the thumb as white as well. And we can pass the progress bar color, that will be colors dot white 30. Okay, so this is the progress bar color. Let's make it as white. Base bar color will be gray, so let's set that. All right, and this buffered color we can use as 38 as well. Works. So I can just change that and it will just work. Next, what we need is here we have the text as white. So I'll just create seconds and progress buffered. Okay, so that is done as well. Later on, player we can integrate here. Perfect. Let me add const everywhere where it's needed. So once that is done, we have our progress bar ready as well. Let's just make our buttons for the UI. So let me just close that. And after the progress bar, we can have some spacing around it. And then we can make a row. After that, let's create some icon buttons here. Okay. Next, what I can do is let's just make it as primary first. Awesome. After that, we have the icon, these two icons here. So we don't need that basically because we need one lyrics first. So I'll change the first icon that we have and I'll make it for our lyrics. Perfect. And let's make it as outlined only. All right. So on clicking this button, we need to show our lyrics page. Perfect. And here music we can play. So let's make these text as a variable. So we have our artist name. Let me just copy that. And below where this is end of world text is there, I am just going to paste the artist name, and I'm going to copy this and make it as song name. And let's just create that as well. So I'll create a string song name. I'm going to paste that as well. Now what we can do is we need a music ID. So string music track ID. So we'll be needing that. And this will be nothing but the Spotify ID that we'll be using. So here Spotify music ID we can pass for any particular music, and then based on that we can just play that music inside our Flutter application, and lyrics we can see as well from directly Spotify. So let's make that logic now. Here, when we are passing a music track ID, so let me open up the browser and search for a music here. All right, then, so we'll be using this particular song, that is As You Fade Away, and it is copyright free as well. So we'll be using that. And here I can just copy the address. So I'll just copy that, and let's just go back and I can paste that address here. And the end part is the track ID that we'll be needing for this song. So I can just remove the prefix part. Perfect. Once that is done, this is our variable that is ready for the track ID. Now what we have to do is to play the music, is that we need to get the Spotify API for that. So let's just go to the browser and search for Spotify API. Once you search on that on Google, you can find this is the Spotify for developers. You can just log in with your account and just go to your dashboard. Here you will see you can make an app. Otherwise, I'll just open the app that I have already made. Settings, and here client ID and client secret. You can just copy that and add that inside your application. So I'll make a file here for strings, and I'll create a class custom strings, and here we'll create a static const string, and first is our client ID. So I'll just make that and I'll paste the client ID right here. Second is our client secret. So I'll copy that and add that as well. So the package that we'll be using is Spotify, and we can just copy that package and add that inside our pubspec YAML file. So let me just paste that right here and hit pubget. So now it will install the package. Next, what we can do, so here we have our track ID. So in the init state, what we have to do is we have to get the music name from this track ID that we have just passed right now. So basically we'll be calling the Spotify API. So we can just paste the code here. I'll import the package, and we have our strings, custom strings. So I can just use that for our client ID and our client secret. Perfect. Once that is done, our Spotify API class is called and our Spotify object is made, so that we can get, so Spotify dot, now we can get all of these details, right? Tracks dot get, and track ID we can pass here. So I can just pass the track ID and let it be with dot then, and here we'll get our track. Let me change this to track. Now with this track, we have some properties like name, type, popularity. So all we need here is the name. So we'll capture the name of the song. So let's create a variable now that is song name and store this track.name inside that. Perfect. Now with this song name, what we have to do, we have to add another package here that is YouTube explode dart. So let's just copy that and add that inside pubspec YAML file and hit pub get again. So that will add that package as well. Perfect. Next, what we can do, we can use that package. So let's just make an object first. That is our YT object. All right, let's import the package. Now with this YT, we can just search. So we want to search here, and then I can simply call the search method, and it requires a search query. So let's just pass that. So I'll pass the song name, just the song name. All right, so that's it. Now what we can do is I'll add a condition here if song name not equals to null, and let's just run this inside. Perfect. So our song name we have now, we'll be getting the search results. So video search results we'll be getting. So let's save that inside our result. Now once we have our result, we can just, okay, so it's await. So let's just add that as well. All right, and here let's add async. So now a result, and this will return us. So we'll get the first one, and here we are getting the video ID, URL, all of the details regarding that from the YouTube search. So what we are interested in is we want to play that song. So what I can do is I can get the ID of that song, ID dot value, and this will be our final video ID, and I can just pass that. Now from this video ID, we can use the package here, and we can just pass that, and based on that we can get the streamable audio as well. So you can see like this, we can get the audio. So audio URL we can get. So that is a audio MP3 URL that we can use to play the song. So let's just add the package to play the song. So that is audio players that we can use. So let's just copy that latest version and we can paste that in inside our pub get and hit pub get. So that will add the dependencies. All right, so the dependencies has been added as well. Now let's go back, and here we can create our audio player. So let's make that. Awesome. Now this player, we can simply use that player dot play, and here we can pass a source. So we have a set source, URL source. So basically URL we can pass for our audio URL dot toString. Perfect. So once we have that, it will start playing that song for us. Now with this player, we need to also update the progress bar, because here you can see that if we go down here, you will be able to see that we are using this progress bar, and we have a progress of dynamic here, sorry, static. So we need to change that as well. How we can change is we need some metadata for regarding that. So to get it, what I can do is, let's just go here, and when we are searching on the YouTube, we have the result and result dot first. So let's just go and do dot first. So this will be our video. So the video that we are looking for, and then we can get the video ID. But not just that, we want other stuff as well. So video ID is fine. We can get the video duration. So that will be the duration of the video. Let's name it as video duration. Now this duration we can assign to the duration of the progress bar that we have, the total duration for that. So let's just assign that. Here I'll create a variable for duration, and here let me simply assign this duration to that. Perfect. And after that, let's just hit set state to rebuild the UI for that. Now this duration we can pass here inside our progress bar. So the total duration will be the duration. And this will be nullable. So what we can do is I'll just make it as this, minutes as 4 minutes. And for the progress, let's just make it as minute 1, or let's just make it as seconds 0. And now our audio player is working fine. Great. And I can play and pause that as well. Let me add set state here. So on clicking, there is no set state, so the icon is not changing. All right. And these are future methods, I guess. That's right. So I need to add await here for the set state to take effect. Yep. Works. So now this is working fine. What we need to do next is on seek, I need to change the duration as well. So player dot seek, and then I can pass the duration. So this is working just fine. So we can now seek as well. Our UI is done. Next, one thing is left is artist image also. Let me just add that. All right, so let's just add that as well. I'll just create another variable for our artist image. Let's just copy that, and here where we are getting our song image, let's just get our artist image as well. And this will be coming from track.artists.first.images.first and .url. And if it is empty, we'll make it as just empty string. Let's just make it as not nullable and not nullable. So we have our image. Next, what we want is this a image we can just assign to our artist image directly. So instead of making this, I'll just make it as artist image and assign it to that. Perfect. So once that is done, we can use this artist image as well with the unsplash image that was added. So let me just add that. Remove the const from here, and the background image will be called here artist image not equals to null. Only then it will be called, otherwise it will be null. Perfect. Let's hot restart now. So you can see that we are getting an empty string. All right, so the issue is with the image right now. What's happening is the artist image is getting as an empty string. Let's see why is that. So I'll do is I'll print it artists dot first. So it's coming as null actually. So the image is not there for the artist from the API only. So okay, that's fine. Next, what we want is we want to fetch lyrics. How can we do that? So to fetch lyrics, on clicking, it will navigate to another screen, and that screen, let's just create that new dart file, and let's just make it as lyrics page. Let's just make a class first. So it will be a stateful class, and here it will be of lyrics page. Inside it will accept color, so final color and color, that's it. Yeah, we'll accept that, and we'll make a scaffold. For the background color, we'll just use color that was passed to us. And next, inside the body, what we want is we want to scroll automatically, because if you see in Spotify as well, if I open the lyrics, you can see that if I play the audio, it will just point to that wherever we are playing the music, and then it will change and it will scroll as well automatically. So that's what we have to make. How can we do that is background color we'll pass, and we have to make a column or elements we have to lay down inside a list view, and to scroll we have to use a package for that. So let's just go to pub.dev. So this is the package that we will be using, that is scrollable positioned list, that is made from the Google team itself. And let's just copy that and add that inside our pubspec YAML and hit pub get. What this will do is we can just make a list view builder like widget, but we can use scroll to index, and we can scroll to particular index from there. Okay, but first, here inside the init state, we have to get lyrics. So here we'll get the lyrics. So let me just create a model first. So let's just create a model, and let's just create a lyric model, and here we'll create a class which will have a final string, words, and final string, sorry, date time for the timestamp. So it will have words and timestamp, and based on this, another model that I will make is for our music. So inside our music player, you can see that we are using all these in a separate way. So let's just create a model for that. So I'm going to just copy these, and let's just go to music.dart, paste them. These and all are string instead of this, so color, and above one is the duration. Perfect. Let's import material and make the constructor and add required for each of them. Perfect. So this music model we can use. So inside of the music player, what we can do is, instead of this, let's create a music model. Let's import it. Now the track ID, I'll just control X and paste that. Perfect. Let's remove this. Now this music we can use to get the track ID, and here we can set. So instead of making these final, these will not be final. So let me just remove that. Let's go back to music player. Music dot song name, music dot artist name, song image, song color, artist image, all of that we will assign to this music model. Perfect. So let me just make this for all of the fields here. And for the duration as well, music dot duration. Now for the lyrics page, what we have to do is I'll just on clicking the lyrics icon. So here we'll navigate to that. So navigator dot push material page route context, and let's just call the lyrics page. Color it needs, so we can pass music dot. So let's just pass music only. Okay, and inside I'll make it as music only, and let's accept that. All right, now widget dot music dot song color I can choose. Perfect. And inside the body I can simply use this builder. We'll be having lyrics, list of lyric will be nullable. Let's import that, and lyrics not equals to null, otherwise sized box. Lyrics dot length. Perfect. Now these controllers we can make as well. So let's just assign these. I'll create that and paste these. All right, so we'll be having these texts. So let's just create that lyrics index dot words. Now based on this it will show the words. Now we have to call the API here to get lyrics for this particular music or song that we have. How we can get that? We can call the API. So let's add the HTTP package for the API. So HTTP and pub get we can do, and lyrics page inside we can go and we can just call the get method URI dot parse, and within that we can just paste the API link. Here what we have to do is we can simply pass the query, and query is nothing but here we can pass the song. So the song name we can pass. I can simply call music dot, okay, so widget dot music and song name I can pass, and based on that we can get, so it is getting from music match API, and we are getting the lyrics. From there I will simply going to do dot, then we'll get the response back. Once we have the response, what we need to do, we can get response dot body, that will give us the entire data that we want. Once we have the data, we can just split that with new line. So every line that we have, we can just split that. Perfect. Once that is done, we can just set state, and here lyrics we are getting, we are parsing, and it should be good. Here the date format that we have, I'm just going to pass that, so it's like HHMMSS, right? So in this format we'll be getting the date time, and based on that we'll just show the wordings. So let's just hot restart once and check how it works. Yeah, so you can see that as the music is playing, it will automatically append, right? That's what we wanted. Perfect. Next, what we want is, I'll first remove these logs. We want that as the music is playing, this is fine. Styling is right, but it should scroll as well, right? How can we do that? That it will automatically scroll to that particular index. So for var lyric in lyrics, if lyric dot timestamp is after dt, then we'll use the item scroll controller, and then we can basically scroll to that particular index. Here we need the index actually. So what I can do is duration first, let's add milliseconds 600, so we can scroll to that. And next we also need if lyrics is not equals to null, only then we will call. Next what we need is for the index, I'll just change that, and let's just pass lyrics index. So based on that, it will scroll to that particular lyrics and we will break. Awesome. So let me just hot reload. So it's scrolling automatically, but it's not going properly. Okay. Right. So first we have to dispose that as well. There we go. Let's restart the app once. So it is automatically taking the background color from the dominant color of the image. All of the data is coming as well from the Spotify API, and the song is playing. Lyrics I can open, and you can see that it is automatically scrolling. I can play that, and whatever it the artist is speaking, it will automatically scroll to that, just like Spotify, right? And I can basically play that, I can pause that, I can seek to any place, and lyrics will come from that. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, subscribe my channel, and share this video with your friends as well. So with that being said, I'm Yash Makan. Peace out.